Hi, my name is Maggie Ray, and I'm going to be proposing my duplex for our Unit 3 presentation. Did you know that the housing sector contributes significantly to climate change, accounting for roughly 40% of the global greenhouse gas emissions, primarily through building, construction, heating, cooling, and the associated energy consumption? Did you know that the urban heat island effect, paved surfaces, reflect sunlight, and increases temperature, relying on air conditioning, which further implements these challenges? Climate change could have the potential to shave off nearly 1.5 trillion in property values over the next 30 years. Socially, climate change can exacerbate the housing instability and homelessness issue, which Boulder is already experiencing a high level of this pertaining problem. The changes that are happening to climate from housing issues can lead to more extreme weather events and natural disasters that already destroy so many homes that have already done so in Boulder as well, due to flood zone plains and all that sort of thing. The number one way that we can reduce this issue is through design and construction of the structures that we create. We can do this through better materials such as reclaimed wood, adobe brick, stone, recycled materials, mass timber, bamboo, carbon concrete, and also hempcrete as well. So for our design, we're going to be using hempcrete access driveways to both the structures so that it can be water permeable for the floodplain, as well as reduce the urban island effect. The foundation will be made out of low carbon concrete mix as well with hempcrete. And I have all of our materials over here. You'll see the bigger image when you get the picture. From the point of design to construction, the everyday life in this duplex, the user will be involved in a very environmentally friendly design. With the structure beams being made from mass timber and the external structure designed to be reclaimed wood, the impact of building materials will be significantly reduced. The internal walls will be a mix of recycled materials and low carbon concrete as well as reclaimed wood. All of the materials will be sourced locally because a big issue within design is having materials that are sourced from halfway across the world. You still have to include the carbon emissions that are made from transportation as well. So the sourced locally interior elements and furniture will also be made from natural non-toxic materials such as bamboo, hempcrete, reclaimed wood, which all improve the air quality within this space as well, improving the quality of life for the user as well. Within the design itself, we're going to be prioritizing energy efficiency and utilizing green building materials, implementing water conservation measures, and reducing waste through recycling and reuse. Optimization through the site potential through sunlight, wind patterns, and topography to minimize the need for energy-intensive systems. So that'll be all throughout here. We can kind of zoom in here. We're going to be really utilizing the cross-sectional wind diagrams and patterns over here so that the space can heat and cool itself within those parameters. The design will have passive strategies that naturally take advantage of the environment with natural light and ventilation to reduce energy consumption. The open yet efficient design with access to green spaces allows for multi-use spaces and reduces land consumption as well. There are loads of green infrastructure designed throughout the duplex, including blue roofing, water collection for both the rooftop and lower tier gardens that further reduce the urban island effect. With energy efficiency, I'm going to be using high performance building envelope with quality insulation, airtight construction, energy efficient windows and doors to minimize heat loss and gain through the Colorado's fluctuating temperatures and brutal temperature drops within winter. So that'll be all throughout our design here. Everything is going to be within that efficiency. Renewable energy systems throughout the design include solar power and geothermal systems and technology to generate the electricity and heat on site. That's what we kind of have here within our energy poster. All appliances in the interior technologies are designed to be smart technology. And the system within the house is going to be a gray water recycling system so that the non-potable water can be used for irrigation for the garden spaces and the outside green areas as well. The construction will also be planned very carefully and accordingly to reduce the waste generation. two clients, so this is a little bit more about the information here. So this is the foundation of this site. It's the first layer of the site plan. For Zuri, I decided to do a underground garage. So the driveway goes from the main street access and it dips down into the garage underneath of her living space and everything like that. So this is the first layer that we have here, just to kind of give you a brief summary of understanding the system here and the construction of what the building will look like before I get into the user's needs. It is laid out so that the duplex can allow for very separate uses and separate living situations. Within my two clients for this duplex, their needs have alignment, but I'm keeping their spaces very separate for the purposes of living in future resale as well. The duplex will have an eco-friendly and energy-efficient design and sustainable materials, as well as the passive design elements across both units, as well as southeast and southwest facing solar panels and water collection stations for individual outdoor green space, and you'll see within the next slide, but the shared top roof space can be either individual or shared as well. The structure includes flexible outdoor spaces that cater both Grace's dogs and Zuri's event spaces. For a multifaceted woman like Grace Greenland, she needs bike and dog-friendly spaces, art storage with temperature-controlled designs, and a minimalistic but functional interior. Zuri is a bit younger, so while focusing on resale for both units in the future, it's going to keep that in mind while attending to their needs. She requires a comfortable yet flexible living space with dedicated work and sewing areas, and a cozy yet social environment. So I'll go into their needs and just discuss a little bit more about the design itself. So within Grace's needs and design elements within her half, she's going to need a living area with an open concept, a minimalist space with large windows with diffused indirect skylight and natural light without UV exposure, so that her art pieces as an art curator won't get damaged with the UV light. In her bedroom, she needs a modest yet functional design with blackout shades due to the different timing of her job and her lifestyle, so that she can sleep throughout the day if she needs to. The needs a minimalistic design and also a shower area for the dogs, which she can have within her very large shower itself, or she could also use the outdoor shower that is powered through the gray water systems and the water collection tanks within the design. The kitchen and dining needs to be compact but highly functional with energy efficient appliances. Compost for waste management and connection to the outdoor herbal garden, which is right over here, because she likes to grow all of her herbs and vegetables and produce to eat and use within her everyday life. And we'll discuss the rest of their needs in just a moment. She also needs quality storage space for her biking needs. So she has some bike storage spaces, as well as a workbench to work on and fix any of her biking needs, as well as store anything for her foster dogs that she does foster. She needs a secure dog play area. That's why I've designed the entire exterior to have a fenced-in area that ends with the driveway over here. And these stairs lead up to the second floor terrace, as well as the green space up on top. So the dogs can have free range to the outdoor space, both upstairs and downstairs as well. Sustainability features include the passive ventilation and natural cooling, solar panels for renewable energy, rainwater collection system for gardening and non-potable uses, eco-friendly, non-toxic materials for the interior. She also has parking. This is a 2-car parking garage, but in case she were to need more, there's also parking at the lower end of the lot as well. For Zuri's space, she requires a cozy yet flexible layout. Her comfortable lounging space for frequent lying down due to the chronic illness that she has as a fainting disorder. I also have a fainting disorder, so I definitely understand her needs when it comes to design, and I feel like I've catered very well to what those might be. So she needs lounging spaces for frequent lying down with the chronic illness, and space for hosting local music shows and political events because she's very active within the community. The north-facing light exposure to accommodate her fabric and clothing projects, and a street-facing window displays right over here, because this will be the main street access on this side, so that she can show off her clothing from her clothing club. In her bedroom, she needs we'll just go to the next space here. In her bedroom, she needs a quiet space with just the lighting, space for her 2 cats and her partner, an included cat climbing wall and a designated pet area, which is going to be this enclosed outdoor space of a patio over here, that is screened in as well, so that both her and her partner can enjoy the space, but her cats can also have like a little space for themselves. Within her bathroom, it needs to be ADA compliant, and accessible. So I added that all the elements of the design within that, as in like a grab bar for the toilet, a large enough shower, and space throughout the design in case any fainting were to occur, especially within the shower area, because that is where most fainting does occur for people with fainting disorders, because it has to do with your blood pressure as well. With her outdoor space, both units you can see here include a rooftop courtyard garden for relaxation and sustainability. The small patio space for possibly entertaining guests is going to be on the lower level, and she also has the solar panels along with Grace, the rainwater collection for general use, passive cooling and heating, reclaimed and reused materials. She also has 2-car parking, which we discussed at the first level. And yeah, we can just go to the next space. So this is turned, but you'll see it in the design. This is the section view across the entire design. This is actually one of my favorites because when we did our structure design and just space exploration for the first half of this project, we kind of played with shape and understanding how things flow together, and I really enjoyed this almost winged out approach when it came to the design of the building itself. And we looked a lot at the plan views. It almost kind of looks like an S or a 5 or whatever, it's kind of flipped. But I feel that this space creates an optimal space for both of them so they can really just both enjoy the area that they're living in. And here are my other 2 section views. You'll see within my design that I send you which section goes for each section line. But yeah, this is going to be Grace Greenland's side, so she has her guest room, her bedroom, the kitchen area, dining area, and this is her art creation space. And this is Zuri's space with just the top part of the cars, which is showing because it's cut kind of in the middle of the driveway going down to the parking area, so it's a little bit cut off. So these are, we're gonna imagine they're not there. And we have her big space with the conversation pit like living room arrangement, her dining area, her kitchen, and the stairs leading up to her bedroom, which has a very cozy yet effective design appeal. Alrighty, and this is a illustrated version of what the design looks like within the space, and this is my model that I made. It's within the site that we created in class, and more pictures, you'll see them within the design I send you, and here's some more individual pictures within the design. I created it so that you could take each layer off, you could take the roof off, you could take the layers off, and within each of the floor plans of each of the sectors of the building, it is rastered and lasered on so that you can really see the use within each of the spaces and get like a good feel to it. And yeah, these are more pictures of everything, and it also has the rastered laser part on the base as well, so you can see the outdoor areas and their use. There's a little bit more of my bubble diagrams and all of the uses and the needs of each user that I've included in there, but I also talked about it so you can see it within the design. And that is all. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.